It is just a beautiful day here in Warner Robins, Georgia, as we continue the road to Williamsport at the Little League Southeast Regional. West Virginia and Virginia on deck, fighting to stay alive. Let's take a look and see how the tournament stacks up right now. Only 4 teams remain. Later on ESPN2, tonight it's Georgia taking on Alabama, but West Virginia and Virginia duel in a rematch of a first-round game. And we're thrilled to have you along for the ride, everybody. Drew Felios with former Pittsburgh Pirates catcher Mike LaValliere. West Virginia coming up short to Virginia 12-5 in that first round. So here's the rematch, Mike, 3 days later. Do you see anything different happening in this matchup?
Well, really no surprises. Both teams have had a chance to see each other. There's obviously scouting going on. But I tell you, it's a little different. Virginia is not using their number 1 guy. We'll see if that strategy pays off.
All right, Virginia. They have so many talented players. One is Sean Arnasia. He was the starting pitcher on day 1. He is available today, and he swings a pretty mean bat as well.
Well, he does, and interesting that he isn't starting, but good curveball, good fastball. Up at the plate, he's done a lot to help his team. He's 3 for 8 in the tournament. There, a base hit that ties up the game 3-3 versus Georgia.
And for West Virginia, everybody's still talking about the masterful performance yesterday of Cooper Cummings. He was sensational on the mound.
Well, on the first day, they were down 6-0. Cooper Cummings comes up with the bases loaded, smashes one to center, clears the bases, and like you said yesterday, Cooper Cummings, 58 pitches, complete game shutout that got him here.
So it's Virginia and West Virginia playing for the right to advance. Day 4 underway when we come back from Warner Robins.
Virginia not throwing their number 1 guy, Sean Arnasia, but yeah, Griffin Burkholder, fastball upper mid-60s, throws a curveball, throws a changeup, but mostly a power pitcher. He's going to go right after the West Virginia hitters.
Let's meet this West Virginia order as Landon Nida comes up to hit first. Carson Carter in the 2-hole. Cooper Cummings, Jack Eastone the cleanup. Aiden McCormick, Jordan Hicks, Griffin Dempsey, Jared Nethercutt, and Bryce Allfrey is the center fielder. Nida, the coach's son, Daniel Nida, the manager of this West Virginia team. Assistant coaches Jason Lingenfelter, Shane Carter, done a great job with this West Virginia team. Tough loss on day one. They lose by 7 runs. All they do, Mike, is keep playing. They've played better and better each day. And here they are, one of the 4 teams still alive. Underway from Warner Robins as Nida lifts it into center field. Arnasia there to make the catch for Virginia. Take a look at this Virginia defense. Start in the outfield with Lizama, Arnasia, and McGoldrick. Tons of speed out there. At third base is Justin Lenowette. Nate Hoskins, very sure-handed, the shortstop. Hunter Taylor at second, Chad Yates at first, and Evan Dewey behind the plate this morning. This is put in play. Third baseman Lenowette comes over to take care of it, and a quick 2 outs.
Well, 2 pitches, 2 outs. This is exactly what you are looking for if you're Virginia. Griffin Burkholder being able to keep his pitch count down. He may be able to go the whole way, and then the strategy, if they win, having their number 1 for their next ball game could be huge.
Great start for Griffin Burkholder. Cooper Cummings now, big stick in the lineup, shoots this one into right. McGoldrick is deep out there, and that'll do it. Only a 4-pitch inning. Good start for Virginia. Coming up when we come back.
Volunteers will be roaming through the stadium during the game selling 50-50 raffle tickets, or at least someone with pink hair will be selling them. The winner receives half the money collected.
Great start for Virginia, now coming up to bat, as they'll be facing Jack Eastone. Hitting the ball today for West Virginia. Eastone, number 34, has been impressive on the mound here over the last few days.
Well, Jack had a little tough outing against, you see right there against Virginia, game 1, 2 innings pitched. End up giving up 6 earned runs, 3 walks, 2 Ks. And I'm going to have to chalk that up to a little bit of nervousness. It was the first game of the tournament. Nobody's got a chance to really settle in. Now he's been up to the plate a bunch of times. He may get a chance now to relax and show him his best stuff. Best stuff is fastball in the mid to upper 60s with the curveball. If he's throwing strikes, if he's ahead, that curveball can play a big part in today's game.
Griffin Burkholder leads it off for Virginia. Chad Yates second, Sean Arnasia, the center fielder's third. Nate Hoskins, Connor McGoldrick, Lizama, Lenowette, Taylor, and Dewey at the bottom of the order for this Virginia team. First pitch to Burkholder, and he hits it sort of jammed that time. Second baseman Landon Nida makes the play, and one quick out. There's the West Virginia defense. Start with the third baseman Carson Carter. Cooper Cummings at short, Landon Knight at second with Nethercutt the first baseman. Dempsey's behind the plate. In the outfield, McCormick, Allfrey, and Jordan Hicks, the right fielder.
Number 27, Chad Yates.
Here's the big lefty Chad Yates now.
Chad Yates, the one guy in this Virginia lineup with the biggest power potential. He can go out of this ballpark and left field line all the way to the right field line.
Two balls, no strikes. Chad Yates, 1 for 1 yesterday. Scored a couple runs, a couple walks as well. He'll watch a strike. It's 2-1. Another strike as this Virginia team defeated West Virginia on day 1, 12-5. And then, Mike, they were involved in that emotional game with Georgia. This place was packed. Came up 1 run short, 4-3. Hit hard now to Cummings. Got to make a tough throw. And safe at first is Yates.
No chance for Cooper Cummings to make this play. Chad Yates getting down to first base in a hurry. Once it takes this big bounce and he has to go back on the outfield grass, can't get rid of it nearly quick enough.
Now batting for Virginia, number 1, Sean Arnasia.
Brings up Sean Arnasia now. Call an infield hit for Yates. Was talking about that emotional game against Georgia. Virginia came up 1 run short, and then they defeated North Carolina, the defending champion, yesterday 4-3. That was a great game. Very well played by both teams. And altogether, Mike, the quality of baseball, the defense, the pitching, has pretty much ruled the day so far here in Warner Robins.
Yeah, well, you've had 5 home runs so far in the tournament. So you're absolutely right. Pitching and defense, playing some small ball. It's been about really which team makes the least amount of mistakes has been able to win. We haven't had your big slugfest that we've seen in the past.
Arnasia fouls it back. Sean Arnasia, very crafty player for Virginia. Very consistent, reliable. Coaches love him. Right back to the pitcher. Good play by Eastone. He bobbled it though, and safe at first. Had trouble with the throw, and the Nethercutt couldn't squeeze it.
Well, Jack Eastone tried to do 2 things at once. He was trying to throw this ball to second base before he caught it. Kind of lost his footing, then a little bit of a panic. Low throw, Nethercutt could not handle it. I think if he actually makes the initial catch, he's going to be out at second base and maybe a chance for 2. Now, with that little bobble, now you're looking at first and second and just 1 out.
Nate Hoskins' turn. Another high chopper and very tough to play into left field, and a run's going to score for Virginia.
Yeah, slight communication problem between Cooper Cummings and Carson Carter, the third baseman. Ball bounced in between them. Carson Carter not sure whether to go after it. They both ended up kind of looking at each other. Ball goes into left field. And then before you know it, the aggression. Nice base running by Sean Arnasia to get to third base.
Ball gets away now. And another run's going to score. Arnasia comes in. Here comes the second one. Nobody's covering home plate. Virginia taking advantage of a few early miscues by West Virginia, and it's 3-0.
Well, we've seen everybody go in this tournament have a little adversity right now. West Virginia just absolutely reeling. A fastball that gets away, the catcher can't find it. Ended up with Carson Carter, Jack Eastone, Griffin Dempsey. All 3 of them go after the ball, nobody at home. So here you got your head coach Sean Lozama, Daniel Nida, that's kind of giving the boys a little bit of an earful and just say, hey fellas, time to wake up. Well, this is an early call today, and right now West Virginia hasn't answered the bell.
Coach Nida trying to settle things down. First defensive breakdown we've seen from West Virginia here in this tournament. That'll count as a visit for Nida. And that one play, Mike, that play that should have been probably tossed over to first for Eastone, that sort of started everything. One little miscue in big games like this, it's amazing what it leads to.
Well, if he fields the ball cleanly, throws a second, gets the double play, they're out of it, without giving up a run. And so many times we've seen teams that are evenly matched, it's about the mistakes and who takes advantage.
Connor McGoldrick, another tough ball, nice and high, but this time Eastone waiting for it, and there's 2 down.
Well, Eastone right now, he's still is kind of reeling from this. He seems like he's still a little upset. This is where you just get that third out and let your bats start doing some talking.
Cameron Lozama now the hitter for Virginia. This Virginia team, it's the first time ever that Loudoun South Little League has made it this far.
In the last few years here at regionals, Virginia's had some solid teams. They've played an awful lot of tough, close games. I think last night was huge for them. Kind of got them over the hump. They've been losing those games in the past, being eliminated. Last night, they win the close one 4-3, and here right now have a good foothold on the way to advancing.
2-2 now to Lozama. This Virginia team, first time here, as I said, but this team, this nucleus of players has been together since they were really in T-ball. Good nucleus of players that developed tremendous chemistry over the years.
And Jack Eastone trying to sort things out. As a young player, it's when your brain starts reeling, it's hard to slow things down, and you have a tendency to just cascade in the wrong direction.
Swing and a miss by Lozama. Finally, Virginia retired in the first, but they pick up 3, and now West Virginia has to answer when we come back.
For Virginia in the bottom of the first, 3 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 West Virginia error. Pitch count for West Virginia, 22. Be sure to make your way to the gift shop located on the third base side of the concourse. You'll find a wide assortment of merchandise and souvenirs, including tournament roster shirts, Southeastern Region apparel, collectible pins, and much more. Additionally, you can find the tournament program that includes the official tournament roster insert.
Here in Warner Robins today, but Little League Grow the Game Grant Initiative has distributed over $2 million at the local level. grant funding provides local Little League resources for general improvement and to expand or establish softball, Challenger Division, and urban initiative programs. For more information, go to littleleague.org/grow the game. Now you take a look at the inspiration for Virginia. Troy Kerner, injured on the first day of competition, trying to slide into home plate. He's been wearing a cast. Now he's got his arm in a sling, rather, the last few days, and he is every bit in this game as he has been every game here in Warner Robins, leading the cheers in the dugout, Mike, and love to see Troy on the diamond again, but if he can't go, his teammates definitely up to the task trying to pick him up. Ball hit over to third, and a good play by Lenouette over there for the first out.
Yeah, Virginia defense right now, very solid. Nice play by Lenouette. Ball hooked down to third base, a little backhand. Perfect throw over to Chad Yates. We've seen time and time again. Good pitching beats good hitting. You catch the ball, you make all the routine plays, gives you the best chance to win. And for me, give a team that's equal to you 3 outs an inning, not 4, not 5.
How about Taylor with a great glove there? Just couldn't pick it up off the ground, though. And West Virginia has a base runner here with 1 out.
Oh, Hunter Taylor looking for his own little web gem. Goes to the right and just couldn't get it out of his glove. Have to think he would have had to throw from his knees anyway, but one heck of an attempt.
Jordan Hicks' turn. Hicks gets a good piece of it, but it's just foul. I
think it's important right here. West Virginia, after giving up 3 and a little sloppy defense, they can put something together, just even score 1 this inning. I think that goes a long way to their confidence. In our first game, they were down 6-0. They battled back, get within 2 runs at one point before at the end finally succumbing.
Strike 2 to Hicks. 2-2 now. West Virginia, one of the youngest teams here in this regional. Not playing like it right now, though. Saw a little collision there as catcher Evan Dewey looked at first base.
Yeah, what ended up happening, he reached back, hit the umpire's mask.
Tries to get out of the way that time. That's ball 4. So first and second now with 1 out.
An interesting call for me. 3-2, you've got a 3-run lead towards the bottom of the order, and you throw an off-speed pitch. I'm a little curious. I'm always a believer in when you've got the lead, you make the other team beat you. No free passes.
Griffin Dempsey watches strike 1. West Virginia trying to chip away to 3-0 lead built by Virginia in the first inning. Virginia scored 12 against their neighbors on day 1. This ball is playable as Chad Yates drifts over to make the grab, and there's 2 away.
Much tougher play than it looked. Chad Yates having to battle the sun, a high sky, a ballpark that really not familiar with many of the ballparks that he plays in. I'm sure that was probably close to being out of play. But here a little bit more room than usual down the foul lines behind home plate. So nice grab by Yates.
Nethercutt's had a really nice tournament for West Virginia. Did not have a hit yesterday. And a strike called on the outside part of the plate. Good opportunity here for West Virginia. to get some runs. Nethercutt watches again, and it's ball one.
See Evan Dewey behind the plate yesterday. Boy, he pitched a whale of a ball game, made one mistake. Will DeLonzo from North Carolina deposited a 3-run homer. He was down in the dumps, but his teammates picked him up.
Nethercutt swings and misses for strike 3. Griffin Burkholder keeping West Virginia off the board here in the first few innings.
Now here, take a look. 2 guys on base. Huge strikeout.
LaValliere, 3-0 lead for Virginia. And Virginia coming up here for their second at-bat. And it's going to be Justin Lanouette leading things off. Lanouette's been exceptional playing third base for Virginia this week. Puts this one in play, and that's going to go into right field. Nethercutt got over there, but just couldn't get the glove on it. And another leadoff runner aboard for Virginia.
Well, Nethercutt has to go to his right. Can't make the play, but even if he does make the play, Jack Eastone on the mound was not heading towards first base. I don't think that Nethercutt, even if he fields it, is going to be able to get the speedy Lanouette.
Luke Kruger now the pinch runner. So Kruger the first substitute used by Virginia today. And now try and bunt the runner over. Oh, the ball nearly squeezed by Dempsey. Dempsey thought he had it, tried to make that throw over to first for the double play, and the ball came out.
Well, we'll take a look, and another bunt attempt. Well, they're going to argue that he was trying to take the ball out of the glove, thought he had it in the glove. Coach Sean Lozama going to talk to our home plate umpire, Chris Furnish. Oh, I'm sorry, Daniel Nida. The old red and red teams here giving Spanky a little trouble. But yeah, Daniel Nida is going to go ahead and he's going to get all the umpires together. Boy, that's a close call. In years past, that pretty much would have been an automatic out. But now they're wanting to make sure that you are physically taking it out with your hand. And if you do not get a hand on it and have some kind of control, then Daniel Nida is not going to appeal the play or challenge it.
Dempsey back in position. Count, 1 strike. And the ball gets away. Things just not going well for Virginia. The little things in this game so far, Mike. Hunter Taylor now with a 1-1 count.
Yeah, I talk about giving teams 3 outs an inning. Right now, West Virginia, a couple of miscues out in this inning, had miscues in the first inning. One wasn't a physical error, more of a mental error. And anytime you do that when teams are evenly matched, it always seems like the best team, they take advantage and they make you pay.
Second strikeout for Jack Eastone.
Well, Jack Eastone really needed this. As that fastball stayed on the inside corner.
Here's Evan Dewey, his first at-bat. Love watching this young man compete here in Warner Robins. No matter what happens, he is a bundle of enthusiasm every single time.
Well, he has been the most enthusiastic hitter that's made outs that I've ever seen. Anytime he advances a runner, he's clapping, he's happy. And I tell you what, this little guy, he just battled yesterday on the mound. See him behind the dish today, but he made a fabulous bunt with one out. And at the time, I was thinking, well, maybe a little conservative. Next hitter, base hit up the middle for the lead. So right there, little unselfish, gets the sacrifice bunt down, ends up where your teammate gets in scoring position. Boom, now they get the lead.
2 balls, 1 strike. Got him on the outside part of the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Thought that was strike 3. That was not just strike 2.
Yeah, you just have to look at Evan Dewey at any time. He's going to tell you how he's feeling.
Dewey with a lot of action in the batter's box. Does get a piece of this one, foul ball.
Nice job. I haven't seen a lot of 2-strike approach this term. A lot of punch-outs we've seen. That an excellent job of just fouling off a tough pitch from Eastone.
Dewey to the shortstop. Cummings, long throw to make. Just gets him by a step. Again, good hustle by Dewey.
Well, Evan Dewey hit the ball hard right at Cooper Cummings. Nice play. But here, you'd like to see, and you watch him, he's hitting first base and then stopping right there. Actually, you slow yourself down if you can imagine that you touch the base and keep going.
Burkholder to right field. This one drops. Run's going to score for Virginia. Burkholder on his horse and into third safely, making the turn, and our first inside the park home run. It's going to be ruled as a triple, Mike, and then of course the error following, but it feels like an inside the park home run for sure.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's either way you look at it, that's 2 more runs for Virginia, and the ball just smashed into right field by Burkholder. He's helping himself. You see this ball, good opposite field power, and he's on his horse right out of the batter's box. West Virginia gets the ball in, and now the relay throw from Daniel Nida just over his head, or from Landon Nida. West Virginia, really, they're scuffling. They've been in this position, though. They were down 6-0 to Virginia. They made it close, so it remains to be seen whether they've got that comeback back in this game.
Here's Chad Yates now. Singled his last time up. Virginia full of life here this morning. 5-0 lead. Eastone trying to get his team back to the dugout here. Yates sticks the bat out, gets a piece.
Yeah, Chad Yates, according to his head coaches, has powered all fields, but out of all their guys, he seems like he squares it up and hits it harder than anybody else. Always seems like he gets a good piece of it.
2-2 pitch now. Yates watches ball 3. Body language for Eastone just not good since that first inning, Mike, when things went awry for the West Virginia defense.
Well, he's a little animated out there, obviously upset with himself, upset with his team. And now it's just You know, maybe a little talking to by the catcher. But he's just, he's beside himself. And emotions have kind of taken over.
Now batting for Virginia, number 1, Sean Arnage.
You really have to try to stay positive. It's much easier said than done.
Sean Arnage now coming up for Virginia. Eastone trying to locate the strike zone once again. Remember, too, it is hot out there. The last couple days have been exceptionally warm here in central Georgia. .100-degree heat index right now on the field. Yesterday we reached as high as 103. This one's hit into center field. Alfrey's going to have to go back, and it's over his head. Arnasia with a big-time shot scores another run, and it's 6-0.
Well, Sean Arnasia showing some good power to center field. No chance. Bryce Alfrey in center. Here's a fastball up, gets his hands up, and just one hops the wall. In West Virginia, again, they are reeling, but yeah, they really don't have a whole lot of options. They've been in the losers bracket since day one, and they really are down to Carson Carter and perhaps Landon Nida.
So a new pitcher here for West Virginia. It's going to be Carson Carter. We'll step aside as Carter warms up. Come back to Warner Robins in a moment.
Now pitching for West Virginia, number 4, Carson Carter. Final pitch count for Eastone, 46.
So new pitcher for West Virginia will be the third baseman, Carson Carter. Second time we've seen Carson on the hill.
Well, Carson Carter, fastball, low to mid-60s with a curveball. Relies on location and movement for his fastball to be effective.
Is now at third base. Number 34, Jack Eastone, is at shortstop.
Ball put in play right at Eastone, who just moved to shortstop, and he makes the play to finally get West Virginia out of this inning. But 6-0 is the score. And a big shot coming from Griffin Burkholder. He rounds the bases. Virginia in the driver's seat.
One runner left on base. Pitch count for West Virginia, 1.
Outlook for Virginia is just awesome, Mike, because they save Sean Arnasia, the center fielder. He is one of the top arms. You've also got Yates, too, who's going to be available here in the next few days.
Yeah, he'll be available. Chad Yates, the big power arm lefty, should they reach the finals, he'll be eligible to pitch that game. You've got Arnasia, that obviously eligible today, and should they win today, now he will be eligible to pitch tomorrow. So their top two guys, pitching-wise, set up. They're looking pretty good. So, I was wondering before the game, are they taking the chance? Well, I think they're rolling the dice, and it's coming up good for them. Now they have to decide on whether they want Griffin Burkholder available also. So they may go deeper into the bullpen and try to save arms. I think a lot will be said on that by what happens this inning. Should they shut down West Virginia and score a few more runs next inning, I'm thinking that they may actually make a change. Again, depending on the pitch count numbers for Burkholder.
Hit to the shortstop, Nate Hoskins. Solid for Virginia. And there's one away.
I've seen Hoskins make a bunch of really good plays. He had a couple of hiccups earlier in the tournament, but you're talking about a young man out there, very fundamentally sound. He's got good footwork. Hands are good. Nice, strong, accurate arm.
Top of the order now for West Virginia, Landon Nida. This one's lifted down the right field line and just out of the reach of Yates. Defensive changes all over the field for Virginia. Ryan Pugh is now the right fielder. Also, McGoldrick is into the game. Connor McGoldrick, number 11. He's in left field right now. Third baseman is Luke Kruger. Edwin Sanchez checks in at second base as Nida waves at that one. And he is down on strikes. 2 down.
Well, these changes for Virginia are made because of Troy Carter. Their roster was 13 going into the game. Mandatory play rule has really changed the strategy. Now with only 3 substitutes, those 3 guys have to play 6 consecutive outs in the field and get 1 at bat. If you have 13 or more on your roster, all that needs to have happen for your substitutes is just get 1 at bat.
Good contact that time by Carson Carter as he puts it into center field. West Virginia with a base runner here in the third. And now their big bat is coming up, Cooper Cummings.
Now batting for West Virginia, number 7, Cooper Cummings.
And it makes some noise here with a base runner and the most powerful bat at the plate. Cummings does just that. Back-to-back base hits for West Virginia. And now something cooking here in the third.
Well, another carbon copy. Nice shot up the middle by Cooper Cummings. Boy, he's had a very, very good tournament. And now Jack Eastone struggled on the mound. Now's a chance for him to really help out his ball club.
Carson Carter at second, Cummings at first. You said it, Mike. Jack Eastone, tough day on the mound. Good chance to help your team here. Watching one high.
Yeah, it was evident by the swing at the first pitch. It was a break ball down in the dirt a little bit. Too anxious, trying to make something happen too quick.
Eastone's going to pop this one up. Burkholder, the pitcher, squeezes it. And that's going to do it for West Virginia. They strain 2 here in the third. And Virginia still with a 6-0 lead. Well, if you want to play Little League or volunteer in your local community, just visit playlittleLeague.org and enter your address to find a Little League program near you. Good day so far for the Loudoun South Little League out of Virginia. Loudoun County, Virginia, about 30 miles west of Washington, D.C. And Virginia, everything going right for Connor McGoldrick. And this Loudoun South Little League as McGoldrick leads off the bottom of the third. Carson Carter on the mound. And this one is deposited into center field. Another good start to the inning for McGoldrick.
Actually, good job by Bryce Allfrey in center field to cut this ball off. Well hit ball heading for that alley and holding him to a single, and that's Clayton Hetlinger in center.
So first and second now.
Now, Virginia team, right from the get-go, they have been aggressive early in the counts, swinging the bats well, line drives all over this field.
Luke Kruger now, pinch hitter, as Virginia starts to empty their bench. Getting quality at-bats, really seeing the ball well. Making great contact.
And one thing to keep in mind is all these substitutes, I mean, they're all-stars. They're normally hitting second, third, fourth on their regular teams, so yeah, there's not a whole lot of drop-off. You know, whenever you go to your bench, Sean Lazama and Scott Lanouette, Vince Arnasia, the coaches for Virginia, all, you know, praising, you know, the depth, the pitching, and how everybody has contributed to their success.
Strikeout there. Carson Carter rings one up. First out of the inning.
Batting for Virginia, number 28, Edwin Sanchez.
Edwin Sanchez now coming to the plate. Sanchez watches one outside. Edwin, the youngest player on this Virginia team, 11 years old. He can fly once he gets on the base pass.
And mentioning the 11-year-olds here at the tournament, our team from Barboursville, West Virginia, 5 11-year-olds on their roster. So this is a team that's the youngest team in this tournament, and possibly a returnee for next year's tournament, regardless of what happens in this one. The majority of the teams that we see made up of 12s and 13s, kids that just turned 13 had what we call good birthdays.
1-2 to Sanchez. Low and inside, and it's 2-2. 2 runners on. Here in the bottom of the third, it's been all Virginia thus far. First of 2 games today here in Warner Robins. Another good pitch by Carter, and second strikeout of the inning.
There's that movement that we were talking about earlier. Carson Carter, this fastball, it was designed to go outside, but good tailing action just tied up Edwin Sanchez.
And now here comes that guy, Evan Dewey.
Now batting, wearing 00, Evan Dewey.
You know what I also love about Dewey, Mike? His hairstyle, he's got a little bit of that Mitch Williams look from back in your era. Darren Dalton also. This one's hit into right center field. Run's going to score. Dewey does his job, an RBI base hit for Virginia.
Oh yeah, he's shaking his head. Yeah, I got this. Yeah, I don't comment on hairstyles anymore, Drewski. Take a peek how he did it. Pitched down and away. Outstanding hitting by Evan Dewey. Good job by outfield from West Virginia to just cut that off and only allow one run. But they are certainly in jeopardy right now, a huge hole that they're going to have to try to climb out of.
Now batting for Virginia, number 24, Griffin Burkholder.
Griffin Burkholder again had that big triple. Rounded the bases his last time up after the error on the throw to third. It's a very big out here for Carson Carter. Runners on the corners. You're right, Mike. If Burkholder's able to get on, West Virginia in danger of being 10-run ruled here. If West Virginia were to beat 10 runs down and come up in the fourth and not get anything, this game would be over. Burkholder swinging a hot bat right now. Fouled out of play.
And Burkholder showed earlier the power he has to right field. He's got a little bit of a inside-out stroke. I've had parents ask, you know, can you teach my son how to pull the ball? And I says, well, yes, I can, but you know, I would rather have them have the approach where they're middle of the field, opposite field, pull the ball, you're an out.
To the shortstop, over to first base, and the out made there. So West Virginia able to get out of the inning, but Virginia gets another run, and they lead 7-0.
Virginia in the bottom of the third, one run on 3 hits. There were no West Virginia errors, 1 runner left on base. Pitch count for West Virginia, 20.
Here when he played, he was about 6 feet. Now he's about 6'3". Clemson, one of the premier Division I baseball programs, an early commit. But you know, for my liking, It's going to be determined whether he gets a chance at pro ball before he gets a chance to play college ball. Again, he's going to progress, stay healthy, but all the makings of possibly being an amateur draft pick.
Aiden McCormick now leads it off for West Virginia. Drew Felios and Mike LaValliere. Just hit the afternoon here in Warner Robins, top of the 4th inning. It's been all Virginia. Virginia taking down West Virginia in round 1, 12-5, sending West Virginia into the losers bracket. West Virginia's played back-to-back just tremendous games, but has again run into a bit of a buzzsaw here this morning. Aiden McCormick and West Virginia trying to turn the momentum here in the 4th. Time certainly running out. One ball, 2 strikes now. Griffin Burkholder still pitching for Virginia, steps back. Right now he is at that 35 pitch mark, so would need a 1-day rest if you were to replace him after this batter. And pitching, of course, so important. Pitch counts here at the Southeast Regional, really a huge part of the story.
Yeah, I think they really have to let Burkholder go, as far as I'm concerned, and let him pitch this out. It's a little bit too risky, maybe.
Ball lifted into right field. Coming in to make the grab is Ryan Pugh, and there's one away.
Yeah, risky where you get to the point where you get a little bit too cute with your pitching. They're set up pretty nice. Arnasia, arguably their number 1. Him and Chad Yates, both of them, 2 of their, let's say 1 and 2, but, well, here we go. Sean Lozama is going to tell us right now, yeah, they're going to go ahead and save him. They feel confident enough in their reliever to come in. You've seen Connor McGoldrick yesterday pitch a great job in relief. He finished off their game yesterday.
So Burkholder will be available on Wednesday if Virginia is still alive with a 7-0 lead. Lozama feeling pretty confident, handing the ball to Ryan Pugh, our new pitcher, when we come back. Little League Big Dreams. Talk about players all week that have made it to the big time from Little League Baseball. Chris Bryant out of Las Vegas, Nevada, playing for the Chicago Cubs, the third baseman. And, we've seen a lot of Chicago Cubs this week, Mike. I wonder why.
Well, they're obviously a very good team, and perhaps the favorite of our producer, David Harris. I told him I liked the Cubs too, especially whenever they were on the mound. I get a chance to hit off of them.
Right.
Yeah, a little story about Chris Bryant in the small world of things. His dad, Mike Bryant, and I were roommates in college.
There you go.
Mike Bryant, a high draft pick with the Boston Red Sox, a 5-tool guy in the outfield, just couldn't quite get it done, but the genes were passed on, and Chris Bryant's been one great kind of player.
Jordan Hicks right now at the plate for West Virginia. It's Ryan Pugh. Tries to work on him here. 1 out, top of the 4th. Griffin Burkholder saved for another day.
Ryan Pugh's not going to overpower you. He relies on movement, mixing pitches, fastball low 60s.
Walk issued to Hicks. Now Trevor Lingenfelter. And if you are West Virginia, Mike, this has got to feel like a window of opportunity here, because you had a pitcher in Burkholder who was just mowing him down. And now Pugh comes in, no disrespect to Ryan, but still just breaks the momentum, and it kind of gives your order new life, not having to see that same guy, right?
Yeah, for me, anytime that you have a pitching change and the guy that's being taken out is having success, you automatically think that you've got a better chance,
sure,
regardless of who comes in. So, you know, again, there's absolutely no disrespect to Ryan Pugh, but, you know, they were not doing anything against Griffin Burkholder, so, hey, why not? Try somebody else.
Another ball that just misses. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tenth pitch for Ryan Pugh. And this one's hit hard into right field. Those bats starting to come alive. The play at second, though, and he's out on the force play. That was heads up, and guess who? Griffin Burkholder. He's not on the mound anymore, but he's still making plays right now in the outfield.
Just heads up, knowing what you want to do with the ball before it's hit to you. See this line shot, 1 hop. Burkholder charges it. Yeah, that's a good call. Very good call. Heads up by everybody on the Virginia Ball Club. Shortstop Nate Hoskins having the presence of mind to be covering second base.
For West Virginia, number 9, Evan Akers.
Pretty tough. 1 hop the right fielder, and you end up with a fielder's choice.
Clearly, you see the throw was in time. This play is being challenged right now, but definitely has him. So Griffin Burkholder no longer on the mound, but still having a huge impact on this game.
And then really nothing as a runner you can do. That's just outstanding defense from Virginia. And nobody was lollygagging down the base pass. Everybody's running hard. Just ball was hit hard, and defense came up, won that battle.
Evan Akers now the hitter. Pugh going after him. One ball, 1 strike, 2 down here in the 4th. Oh, hit him that time. So a free base awarded to Evan Akers.
Yeah, so many times in this tournament we've seen 0-2 pitches. Many of them breaking balls. That one was a fastball that have hit the batters. And what goes on there is the pitchers get a little bit too excited. They don't get back on their balance point. Everything starts forward. The arm doesn't catch up, and thus the ball doesn't get finished. And it just ends up inside, arm side, and hitting the batters. And a lot of that is just the excitement. They want the punch out. They want to try to make it happen before you actually have to sit down, keep your mechanics. And that's sometimes a little bit of a maturity thing.
Scott Lenowette making a visit to the mound, trying to settle down Pugh. And now here's Clayton Hetlinger. Hetlinger also off the bench today for West Virginia. Right now playing center field. And a chance to get West Virginia on the board. Good swing here, and this one a chance to drop. It does. Burkholder's going to field it, throw home. Dewey can't handle it, and a run is in. Finally, West Virginia has themselves a run.
Well, good piece of hitting by Hetlinger. Sticks the bat out. Good things happen when you make contact. Burkholder trying to make a great play. Might have had a chance if Dewey could come up with the ball.
Now batting for Barboursville, number 22, Ethan Blackburn.
So Hetlinger comes through, and now Blackburn is going to be the hitter. Ethan Blackburn, his first at-bat today. West Virginia trying to scrap and get back into this game. They can maybe get a couple here, Mike. Make it 7-2, maybe 7-3. Headed to the bottom of the fourth, and then still got 6 outs to play with. You never know here.
Well, and again, there are 18 outs here.
Yeah.
Sometimes the last few are the hardest ones to get. And as long as you've got a bat in your hands and you're sending guys up to the plate, you always have that opportunity to score.
Blackburn right back to Pugh, and he'll make the play. So 1 run given up, but still long way to go for West Virginia. Virginia leading 7-1.
One run on 1 hit. There were no Virginia errors. 2 runners left on base. Pitch count for Virginia, 18.
Well, Virginia has sort of owned the day so far, really putting pressure on the West Virginia offense in the first inning. And then Eastone trying to get a grip of things from there. Second inning, same story. And it was Mr. Griffin Burkholder putting this one in play, getting a triple out of it, and then advancing the home off the air. Sean Arnasia also making his presence felt. Everything working here through 4 for Virginia. Bottom of the 4th now. That's going to be the big lefty, Chad Yates, leading things off for Virginia.
Chad Yates.
Couple runs today for Yates. Takes one high. Carson Carter. Carson Carter in relief of Jack Eastone. Done a nice job for West Virginia. Hard hit ball. Eastone over to first base and the first out.
Just an absolute rocket shot. Jack Eastone getting the glove right there. I think that ball caught him, but a good strong throw over to first base.
Batting for Virginia, the center fielder.
The ball's blistered like that. You really don't have time to move your feet and just kind of stick your glove out there, and hopefully that ball finds its way inside.
A little bit of action in that Virginia bullpen. Sean Arnasia now stepping in. Big swing by Arnasia and into the mitt.
Virginia, as a whole, their team really stays under control. That was one of the few swings we've seen prior to that where kind of get things out of control. Their swings are compact. Good two-strike approach that they've shown throughout this tournament. And when you put the ball in play and continue to put the ball in play, you keep the pressure on the defense.
Ball is low, and Arnasia will take his base. So Nate Hoskins going to be coming up here as Cooper Cummings comes over, have a little chat with his pitcher.
Batting for Virginia, the shortstop, number 7, Nate Hoskins.
Nate Hoskins, a base hit today.
Yeah, last little trip up there to the mound, just kind of a show of unity. You know, just a little reminder, hey Carson, you're not here by yourself. You know, we're backing you. See if you can give us a ground ball and get us double play and peck away at that lead.
Hoskins showed great hands at shortstop last few days for Virginia. Great all-around ball player is this young man. Hits it into a really tough spot. Blackburn makes the glove and does throw over there just in time.
Now this is a nice play by Ethan Blackburn. Ball spinning away from him. He goes far to his left, throws from his knees, and makes a nice play. Get that out.
Connor McGoldrick's turn. Good contact that time, just foul though. Missing just high. Sean Arnasia in scoring position.
And perhaps the best fastball that Carson Carter's thrown. That had some zip on it.
Luke Kruger is now the guy warming up in the Virginia bullpen. So remember, got Ryan Pugh pitching for Virginia, but could very well see Kruger in the next inning.
We talked to all the coaches and get an idea of makeup of their team. Virginia talked about 7 guys that could take the hill for them.
Eastone, another play at short. He has had several balls hit at him since moving over there from the mound. 7-1 comfortable lead for Virginia here in Warner Robins.
It's a feeling like it's never gonna.
For Virginia in the bottom of the fourth, there were no runs on no hits, no West Virginia errors, 1 runner left on base. Pitch count for West Virginia, 36. Defensive substitutions for Virginia, number 15, Justin Lanowet is now at third base. And number 19, Hunter Taylor is on at second base.
Well, West Virginia and Virginia trying to settle the score here for the right to advance, and later on tonight a good one, Georgia and Alabama. Alabama has been the surprise of all teams here in Warner Robins. Georgia, meanwhile, always got that home crowd and very talented, Mike.
Yeah, they really are, and should be a very, very good game this evening. The winner of that game really is in the driver's seat, because now they get a day off and then they play in the final. The loser has to make their way through the bracket again. They're going to have to, loser would have to win 2 games to win it all, just like these teams right here. West Virginia losing the first game would have to win 5 straight. Virginia, having lost their second game, they'd have to win 4 straight. So if they win this one, still need 2 more big W's in order to punch their ticket to Williamsport.
Carter leads it off for West Virginia. Couple defensive changes for Virginia in the field with Lanowet at third now. Hunter Taylor moving back to second base. This one is hit well into left field, and Carter aboard for the second time today.
A couple base hits on the day for Carson Carter. Pitch down, nicely done, good, quick, short stroke.
Mentioned had Kruger warming up in the last inning. Let's see if change here is going to be made, because remember, the biggest stick is coming up now for West Virginia. You got Cooper Cummings, who's very dangerous. Can certainly change the scope of this game in one swing of the bat.
Well, that more of a vote of confidence than anything. Should anyone from the staff go back out there this inning, they would have to make a change on the mound.
Favorite movie, We Are Marshall. Of course, Barboursville, West Virginia, right near Marshall University. Near that West Virginia and Kentucky border. Big swing this time, and fouled back again.
Now, ball just tied up Cooper Cummings just a little bit. But really 2 nice rips at fastballs.
Cummings watches it inside 1-2.
Yeah, good location for that one. Evan Dewey wanted it up. Pugh got it there.
Into left field. Cummings doing his job. Back-to-back base hits. First and second now with Jack Eastone coming to the plate.
Now batting for West Virginia, the shortstop, number 34.
A ball in the gap or a ball that finds the berm could go a long way for West Virginia right now.
Double play potential. They get one at second. And how are they going to sort this out is you saw Hoskins, the shortstop, just kind of freeze there. Base runner stopped as well.
Well, there were a number of options here, and I think, you know, Hoskins couldn't quite tag him, so he goes to second base. I would have to think Hunter Taylor had a chance to throw out Carson Carter at third base if there wasn't any contact, but a legal slide, so no other call.
Brings up Aiden McCormick, first and third. Ryan Pugh versus Aiden McCormick here. McCormick gets a piece.
That's what we refer to as trying to climb the ladder. You have a hitter that's swinging at a pitch that's up, continues to swing, you just keep throwing it higher and higher, and hopefully he keeps swinging at it.
McCormick goes around, doesn't make contact, and Dewey does not throw down to first base.
First base was occupied. That batter is out. The only option Dewey needed was just if he wanted to try to get the advancing Eastone going to second base. With first base occupied and less than 2 outs, and he dropped third strike, that batter is out.
A little bit of a rule check. I think Dewey probably knew that. This one hit to second. A little hot to handle, but finally Hudson Taylor picks it up and throws over for the out. West Virginia strands a couple. Virginia still with a 6-run lead.
Top of the fifth, there were no runs on 2 hits, no Virginia errors, 2 runners left on base. Pitch count for Virginia, 30.
Ryan, way to battle, baby. Way to battle.
Little League in the Southeast region thank the many volunteers who have dedicated their time to assist us during the game and throughout the tournament. The countless hours of hard work provided by volunteers allows us to provide a wonderful tournament experience. Thank you to all the volunteers of the 2018 Southeastern Regional Tournament. Defensive substitution for West Virginia. Replacing number 26, Clayton Hetlinger, is number 16, Bryce Alfrey in center field.
Virginia hanging on to a 6-run lead, 7-1 over West Virginia. West Virginia's had 6 hits throughout the day, but just has not been able to get that big hit so far. And now for Virginia, Ryan Pugh, the pitcher, will lead things off.
Number 10, Ryan Pugh.
Ryan Pugh has done a nice job since coming in. He's given up the 1 run, but what he's doing is eating up innings for that Virginia team, giving them a chance to keep all their big horses available for upcoming games.
Bryce Allfrey back in center field for West Virginia. This pitch in there for a strike. Good job by Carson Carter in relief of Jack Eastone. Pugh lifts this one into the outfield. Allfrey, who just came back in, makes the grab for the first out.
Good job, Brian Day. Good job out there, guys.
So now Justin Lanouette, who has a base hit today. He is the son of Scott Lanouette, assistant coach for Virginia.
Virginia very aggressive early in the counts. A lot of first pitch swinging.
Lanouette makes contact, pops this one up though. Dempsey heads up in the catcher's spot for West Virginia. There's 2 away.
Nicely done. Picture perfect. Griffin Dempsey, ball goes up. Number one thing, do not panic if you're a catcher. You taught to turn your back to the infield because the spin on the ball is going to take it back towards the infield. That was absolutely perfect by the young catcher.
Hunter Taylor now watches outside. Evan Dewey on deck for Virginia. West Virginia trying to get back to the dugout, hope for a miracle in the 6th. It's not easy, Mike, to go into the game as a pitcher when your team is trailing 6-0, be asked to keep the other team off the scoreboard, but that is what Carson Carter's had to do today. And as I said before, he's done a really good job of it. Tough position to be in. There's a walk issued to Taylor.
Yeah, and that's where I preach. Staying in the present is such a big part of really any sport. But if you're looking at what just happened or what might happen next, then you're losing control of your of what you're doing. And baseball is such a concentrated game where everything happens in just instants.
Into center field, drifting back to make the catch is Bryce Allfrey. Second catch he made this inning for West Virginia. Well, Dempsey, Nethercutt, and Allfrey, the final hope for West Virginia coming up.
Need someone warming up.
For Virginia in the bottom of the 5th, no runs and no hits. There were no West Virginia errors. 1 runner left on base. Pitch count for West Virginia, 49.
6th inning. West Virginia coming up with what could be their final chance. Got to get at least 6 here to prolong this game. And for Virginia, Ryan Pugh done a solid job since coming in from right field to replace Griffin Burkholder. He's going to stay with the ball here in the 6th.
Well, and you really, I think you have to. Ryan Pugh, probably number 5 or number 6 on their what would be called a depth chart for pitchers. So you're saving bullets right now, not having to use Arnasia. Should they win tomorrow, then they've got the big fella, Chad Yates, eligible to pitch in the final.
Yeah, from a pitching perspective, if Pugh can hang on here, it is just set up perfectly for Virginia here in the coming days. Trevor Lingenfelter leading things off for West Virginia.
And the winner of this game will play the loser of tonight's contest.
And just off the plate.
And you got to think, just got a little momentum. You've had your backs against the wall, pitching set up. So if Virginia does advance from today's game, you almost have to think that they could be a favorite in the other semifinal.
Evan Akers' turn. He watches a strike. You saw there, Mike, Ryan Pugh, he was actually throwing from the stretch whenever Lingenfelter was standing in with nobody on, and see that a lot with the youngsters, throwing from the stretch even if there's nobody on base.
Well, what it is a lot of times it minimizes movement, helps with the mechanics. Whenever you go from a wind-up position, there's more movements, there's more chances of things to get out of whack. Your timing sometimes has to be absolutely perfect. So going from the stretch, you're just picking it up and putting it down.
Hit hard to left field, but McGoldrick there to squeeze it. And that's the first out.
Well, line shot by Akers, just right at McGoldrick.
Everything has gone right here today for Virginia. Hetlinger takes a strike. For West Virginia, it's been sort of the complete opposite. Defensive struggles in the first inning. Just never really been able to get the bats going. Hetlinger, another strike, couldn't believe it. The expressions of these youngsters, they're just priceless. 0-2.
Well, there we go. 0-2. It's almost like you want to just go out there and just slow down. They all want to rush it up there too quick.
Hit to the shortstop, and this one not playable for Hoskins. A little bit late. The ball took a funny hop on him. So that's really the first defensive gaffe we've seen for Virginia here today.
Well, a bullet warm burner. Hoskins couldn't handle it. Once he did, tried to make a snap throw to second base, but much too late. Initially off the bat, if Hoskins fields that ball cleanly, had all the makings of a double play.
This one hit into center field. It's going to drop. So West Virginia not going quietly here. Blackburn puts it in the outfield, and we are juiced. Bases loaded, 1 out. And now decision for the Virginia coaches. Do you leave Ryan Pugh in the game, or do you possibly bring another arm here to try and shut the door? We'll see as Carson Carter steps in.
Well, top of the lineup are Carson Carter, number 2 in the lineup, and then they get the big bats of Cooper Cummings and Jack Eastone.
Carter pops it up. This is a huge out if Ryan Pugh can squeeze it. There's 2 away.
That's the infield fly rule in effect.
That's right. Correct.
Runners first and second, or bases loaded. Less than 2 outs. A routine ball up in the air to the infield. The umpires, in their judgment, can call the batter out. Runners run at their own risk.
Hard to believe, Mike, through 11 games in this tournament, we have not had one of those here in the Southeast Regional. Hit into left field. This should be some runs for West Virginia. They do get 1 as Lingenfelter comes in. And with 2 outs, it's 7-2 and the base is still loaded.
Well, Cooper Cummings with another base hit. Boy, he's had a great tournament. Swung the bat incredibly well. Yesterday's performance on the mound, I mean, you just can't say enough about that great game. But if there's an all-tournament team, Cooper Cummings certainly would be part of that.
Jack Eastone now could make it a 1-run game with 1 swing of the bat. Pugh goes high. Here the dugout for Virginia, rooting on Ryan Pugh. 1 more out, 1 more out. Eastone is going to be a tough one, I can guarantee you that. Three balls now.
Evan Dewey's going to go out there and have a little chat with Ryan Pugh and just kind of give him a little breather. You see he's kind of taking some deep breaths. Awful warm out there on the field. When you're pitching, expending a lot of energy, you got to make sure you stay hydrated.
Eastone, big swing. Burkholder coming in from right, can't get to it. 1-run scores, here comes the second, and West Virginia has pulled to within 3.
Well, Jack Eastone hitting 3-0. Hey, why not? He's one of your best hitters. Got the bases loaded. And now we have a ball game. Ball not hit great. But Hunter Taylor losing it in the sun. No chance at any play. Ryan Pugh couldn't believe that someone couldn't get a hold of that.
So West Virginia is still alive here, and we will in fact have a pitching change for Virginia. As Sean Arnasia is called to duty from center field. Just got to get 1 out when we return. Time since Friday, Sean Arnasia goes back to the hill to try and get Virginia into the next round. His job, get 1 out. As he will face West Virginia's Aiden McCormick with runners on first and third. West Virginia can tie it with 1 swing of the bat. Does not go. Be one ball. Credit West Virginia, fighting until the very end.
Well, Sean Arnasia, should he get West Virginia out in less than 20 pitches, will be eligible to pitch tomorrow. So Virginia coaching staff hoping that that happens.
Arnasia trying to work quickly here. 2-1. And a strike to McCormick. 2-2. Virginia 1 strike away. Oh, this ball gets away. And how about Evan Dewey? So good behind the plate. Been a catcher, he's been a pitcher. He's given him a big offensive lift. First base open now. Jordan Hicks is on deck for West Virginia. Outside, and the bases are loaded.
Yeah, the tying run at first base now. The possible winning run at the plate. Going into this inning, West Virginia was quiet, but they are making some noise.
It's all up to Jordan Hicks. How about these youngsters competing? Thought West Virginia just was not going to be their day. They just refuse to go quietly. Sean Arnasia needs one out. It's 1-1. Big swing by Hicks, fouls it back, and he's down to his last strike.
Arnasia had some success with 5 strikeouts against this team in the first game. Many of them that big curveball.
Wild pitch. Dewey right there to pick it up again. Arnasia's got to really be careful. Sticking the bat out, getting a piece of it, fouling it away.
A good battle right there, Jordan Hicks. Too close to take.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A little high and outside. Griffin Dempsey will be the next hitter for West Virginia, if somehow Hicks can get on. Right down the middle. Arnasia gloves it, throws to first, and Virginia finally able to fight off a pesky West Virginia team. 7-4 the final score. Credit West Virginia battling until the final out, but this Virginia team, they are stacked and they are ready for the next round.
Well, you get hats off to the coaching staff, Sean Lozama, Scott Lanwet, and Vince Arnasia for setting up the pitching. They've done some gambling, but ultimately it's about the pitchers going out there and doing the job. Griffin Burkholder was outstanding all day. Nice job, Ryan Pugh, just bridging the gap till they finished it off with Sean Arnasia. Offensively, they took advantage of a West Virginia team that didn't quite get out of the blocks very well. They had a tough first inning. They had an uphill climb all the way, but at the very end, they had the tying run on base, and when you're down 7-0 and that happens, hats off the young men from West Virginia.
Size up now how this tournament looks heading into tonight. It'll be Georgia, Alabama on ESPN2 later, 7 o'clock. And then Virginia will be awaiting that winner, that loser rather. The winner will advance into the championship on Wednesday. So right now we are down to 3, Georgia, Alabama, and Virginia. It has been just an awesome time here in Warner Robins. The week is not over just yet. 7-4 the final score, Virginia over West Virginia. Again, later tonight, Alabama and Georgia at 7. Thanks so much for joining us. For Mike LaVollier, for our fabulous crew here at the Southeast Regional, I'm Drew Felios, saying so long from Warner Robins.